welcome to Popcast, the show where we try to cover all things pop culture. My name's Abby, I'm your host, and today I'm joined by one of the most talented storytellers of our time. It is the one, the only, Nick Williams. How are you today?
Wow, that's the nicest intro I've ever received. I don't think anyone's ever said that about me, but I
It's the
really
truth.
appreciate it. Thank
I
you
only
so
tell the truth.
much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I'm doing great. This is so fun. I'm so excited to get to talk about all this great stuff.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am mostly a writer and comedian in Los Angeles. I write TV and film stuff, and when I first came out here and started, I was playing a lot of D&D with my college friend George Primavera, who DMs Realm, and we'll talk about all that. But
Yep.
He and I were both really struggling to get any work and do anything out here, and so we started playing a lot of D&D together and with this kind of group of friends, and that's become a huge piece of my career and life is playing a lot of D&D all the time. So I have both of those kind of things going on, of a lot of comedy, a lot of live comedy and TV stuff, and then tons of D&D tabletop stuff.
Yeah. So how you also, with George, you guys produce a podcast called Hero Club, which is one of my favorites. I'm almost listening through every single season. I'm so close.
Amazing.
So how did that come to be, and what inspired you guys to start that?
Yeah, so like I said, we were playing a lot out here, and I think there's this kind of thing that happens when you play D&D, which is that you're experiencing it in this kind of amazing imagination space where all this incredible stuff can happen, and at least for us, we were visualizing all of these amazing, almost like movie scenes that we were picturing in our heads when we played it. And then we would, go try to explain it to somebody else and be like, oh, this amazing thing happened where my character dove behind a barrel and, all this cool stuff happened. And it's like, there's just no way to relay how cool it feels, it feels, it's like it's like kind of like retelling your dreams to somebody who doesn't really care.
Yeah.
We were like trying to explain it, but it's not like experiencing it. So we sort of went about trying to figure out how to present D&D in a way that would feel the most like it feels to play it. So we cut it down, cut away all the math, or a lot of the math, so you don't get bogged down in all the numbers. And then we mix in these really great, George does all these soundscapes and sound effects and music. And so it really kind of boils down to a radio play at the end of the day that's really immersive and engaging, but it's not, it doesn't feel gamey. It's kind of like you're in it with the players and you're kind of experiencing it like that.
Yeah.
But what have you listened to? What's your favorite season?
Okay. This is hard for me. So I love It Never Sleeps. That one is so good. And then anything with like Theobald, Bones, anything with like them has my absolute
crew,
heart.
I think, is my favorite crew. We're recording more of that group right now. We're doing another season with them, and it's just such a tight team, and we all kind of know where we all fit in, so it's a really good we just fire off it's really fun to do. And I also love playing big dumb dummies, which Bones is. He's the dumbest character maybe I've ever played, maybe in existence. He's so dumb.
So what was the most fun season of Hero Club to record, and what was the most hard, and why were those each?
Well, so Hero Club, we do all sorts of genres. We try to hit like as many genres as possible. The one thing we haven't done is kind of like straight up D&D. Like we haven't really done fantasy yet, which is funny.
Everything else.
Everything else.
We'll get there.
Everything else. We'll eventually get there. We have ideas. But I think that probably the easiest and kind of most fun one for me, I think, is Blackstone. The It Never Sleeps. It's a two-hander between me and Jack Quaid, who people might know from The Boys, etc., and a million other fandoms.
Things.
He's in every fandom.
Yeah.
He and I have been doing comedy together since high school. We've known each other for like almost 20 years at this point, and we've done a lot of playing off each other comedically in improv and sketch and all sorts of stuff. So when we get into that two-hander, because it's so lean, it's just the two of us, I think we can really gauge what like the other is trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, and really tee each other up for wins. Lots of just kind of like great setups, and it's a really funny season. I think it could have been a not funny season, and I think it's one of our funniest just because Jack and I love riffing off each other, and we'll do it for hours and hours and hours. So usually George has to kind of rein us in because we'll just talk. Like there's this one run, I think it's in the second season, the Paid Back in Spades season, where we're in a bar and we're talking about everybody who has beef with us, like all of the different people who would want to kill us, and we just improvised for like half an hour. Just like crazy. It's like Bigfoot's dad, Bigfoot's mom, like everyone, we're just like going forever, and just all these like weird riffs, and there's just like a lot of trust there, so we can kind of make big swings and know that the other one will catch us, which is great, which is what you want in a comedic partner. Hardest on the flip side, probably Adversary, which is a kind of like gothic horror western that we did. Pretty bone dry that season, not very funny. I mean, my character is cracking a lot of jokes, but it's really dark, and we get to some really like tragic spots. It was the first time I'd ever like cried at the table, like everyone cried at the table, for like a big character death, spoiler alert. But it was just kind of like real intense, and I hadn't done a lot of improv, in like dramatic improv before. It was mostly comedic, so it was definitely new for me at the time, for sure. And I've gotten to flex it a little more since with D&D stuff.
Yeah. So if you were to game master or play in a Hero Club season or in anything, in any other TTRPG mechanic, which one would you want to do and why?
So you mean like different game setting, like Dread or
Yeah.
like any of those? So
Yeah.
I think, I mean, Dread's obviously great. I love Dread. It's so simple and clean. I think one of the ones I've really enjoyed recently is Daggerheart. Or no, sorry, not Daggerheart. Candela Obscura, which is the other Critical Role system.
Yeah.
Which is very Blades in the Dark-esque. It's very kind of supernatural, detective-y kind of vibes. And I think it would fit super well with Blackstone. Like, I think we could easily play a Candela Blackstone season. We'd have to change a lot of stuff, but I think it would be, it's a kind of system that really lends itself to the, like, broody investigator stuff, where you get to do a little bit of cool supernatural things, and then it's a lot of just, like, pulling the strings of the mystery, which is kind of what Blackstone's all about.
Yeah. So speaking of Critical Role, you and George also do a podcast with Critical Role called The Reslayer's Take.
Yeah.
So what were the major differences between Hero Club and working with Critical Role on that?
Well, I'm a huge fan of Critical Role. Obviously, they're like the biggest of the big, is just the best, and everyone there is so cool and nice and amazing, and it's really great. You know, they're, in a lot of ways it was very similar because they are a group of friends who started to do like a podcast that turned into like this big mega thing. And, you know, we started the same way, where it's just a group of buddies who are playing this game and trying to make it fun. And so we definitely felt like a kindred spirit there. It was different because, I mean, we had done some kid-friendly stuff in Hero Club. We have like a animal pirate season that is very kid, like, you know, all ages.
That one's one of
it's
my
really
favorites.
fun. It's a great one. I play a sea otter pirate captain in it. It's very fun. But you know, it was definitely like all ages, like meant to be, like our kind of target was like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like still big themes, but not like no blood and gore and no swearing and no sex. Like, does ever keep everything like pretty above board. And I think that sometimes D&D players around the table, it's like whatever the easiest thing to think of is the thing you go with, because you're like in these high pressure situations. So sometimes it gets like we had to backtrack a little bit, or like let's do that one more time, but like maybe don't swear in that, or whatever. But otherwise, I think the biggest difference was that we were playing inside of Matt Mercer's universe. Like it's like their established world, which is so thoroughly established. I mean, if you can go on the Critical Role wiki is like every single town is marked. There are people in every town. There's specific jobs. Everything has its own. Like it is really full fledged. And so the beginning, especially, we were really just trying to figure out where we fit. It's like such a big space, and we were just like, how can we exist without ruining everything? Like we just didn't want to break the world.
Yeah.
Which it was like our biggest fear. I mean, it's like one of the biggest fandoms in D&D, and we're just like, I don't want to ruin the world for everybody, because they trusted us with the keys to this.
Yeah.
But they were so, I mean, Matt is like the nicest guy in the world. He's so excited about people playing in his universe that he's built, and he really kind of like gave us free reign. And we would come with questions like, hey, is this kind of like, I know this is happening around the same time, does that work with this, or like whatever? And he most of the time was like, he'd give us like a little detail that would be like, this is how you make it work. But otherwise, he never said no really to anything. He was so excited that we were kind of making our own little bubble. So that was really exciting. But it was definitely a process. Like I had to learn a lot of stuff about the continent of Isora, which is barely touched in the Critical Role campaigns proper. So like, they only dip in. So we were kind of like, could there be a town here? What about a mountain over here? Like we were just like
where does this stuff go? Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally there was no official map when we started. So we had to kind of like
guess.
Really wing it. Yeah.
Guesstimate.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the name of the game. So transitioning out of Critical Role, you are currently with the Realm playing Cairn Suilven, which after episode 5, I have some
questions. Did you watch today?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think?
It was so good. I was crying. I'm like,
it's a nuts one.
I'm like, I gotta talk to him after this. This is gonna be an interesting conversation.
It's crazy. It's a big like lore heavy episode. It's where all the talking happens.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
So what was your process in creating Cairn, and what like led you to create that character?
Well, I've played a lot of D&D, a lot of different like classes and stuff. I have yet to in Reslayer's Take, I play a druid, but I'm kind of an NPC kind of quest giver that operates under George. I'm like basically an extension of George.
Yeah.
And I planned everything with him. And my character in Reslayer's Take, Timpani Guff, who's a Furbolg druid, famously like cannot wild shape. He is like he's the other dumbest character I've ever played, but he's like a real bumblebutt who can't.
We love him though.
Shape.
We love him. We love him to death.
But he can't wild shape. And after doing that for like 2 years, I was like, man, I really want to wild shape. I just like really badly want to wild shape into some cool animals and attack people as like a bear. And so that was like kind of the start. And John, I met with George and John together, and we were kind of piecing together what we wanted to do. And we figured because, sometimes it's hard with D&D groups when they first start to make those kind of relationships together. It's like, so I think there's everyone comes in with a lot of backstory, and there's a lot of like a want to get your backstory out and keep your secrets a little bit. And it's hard to kind of immediately start as like best buds. There's kind of a tendency to like have conflict or whatever. And so we thought, let's come in as brothers so that we can already have a rapport, already have a way we interact with each other, like a rich backstory that we've already talked out, like all of our problems, but maybe not everything, but we've like, there isn't necessarily something I've never said to Vale, And so we figured that would be a good way to start. And John kind of immediately came out the gate with like, I want to be like this dark, broody warlock.
Vigilante.
And warlocks are inherently like dark, like they have like a pact with some sort of entity. There's like a dark undercurrent with them. And so I figured, I'll just go polar opposite from him. I'm going to be like a stalwart, like full, strong morality, strong, like big convictions, which is honestly a character I've never really played. I was really afraid to play Cairn because I think, especially like at the realm table, it's a lot of kind of like cool, like screw authority, like badasses.
Yeah.
And I was kind of afraid to be like, well, I'm like the square in like a weird way. I'm like playing this like nerd who likes rules. And there's a lot more to Cairn that I don't want to get into yet because there's like reveals to be had. But in episode 6, please watch.
Duh.
Obviously.
Duh.
But it's like he has a lot of weight on his shoulders and he can't, because of that, he can't operate individualistically. I think he's like, I kind of wanted to come at a character where it's like, he makes choices for not just himself, but for his entire village, his whole order, all the people who came before him and after him. Like, he's making choices for them, so he can't just wing it and like, go fight a guard and do whatever he wants. He has to like remain somewhat in line so that he can get to the bottom of what he wants to discover and figure out in the Silver Citadel. So it's been fun. That's like kind of where it started, and I've been seeing a lot of comments about the name Cairn, and I picked Cairn because I've done a lot of like outdoorsy climbing and hiking and stuff, and oftentimes in like a boulder scramble towards the end of a mountain climb or hike, if there isn't a designated trail, hikers will place rock cairns, like little towers, along the trail to mark the path for the people that come after them. And I thought that was a cool way to kind of nod to the fact that Cairn is doing stuff that will hopefully outlive him. Even if something happened to him, he could like learn something or move the needle forward a little bit and help the next person.
Yeah,
That was
I
kind of
love
the goal.
that. Wait, I never realized that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
it was
so
just
cool.
like a little. And I also look. I love a weird name. I have a note on my phone that's like 80 weird names deep, and I'm always pulling these crazy names out of
Love
nowhere.
that.
They're great. But yeah, Cairn Suilven was a fun one for sure.
That's very fun. So
Yeah.
if you were, sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, that's it.
Oh, if you were to swap PCs with anyone at the table, who would you swap with and why?
I mean, I think the answer's like clear for anyone. I think it's got to be Chelsea.
Chelsea. I knew it.
It's obviously Chelsea.
Duh.
Duh. Like the most fun character ever. Like completely untethered. Like I think like Chelsea can say or do literally anything and it totally plays. Like there's no parameter on like I mean learning in like this episode when we were playing that he has a skunk parents. Peter and
Sarah,
I think, but like two Midwest casual skunks, like absolutely bonkers. I loved it so much. But I mean, opening, like I think when we were planning, we did like a session 0, which is like a good thing always to do with D&D, where you kind of like talk out your characters and what you're trying to hope to achieve, and et cetera, et cetera. And we were just talking about Chelsea, and we were like, it sounds like a Pokemon. Like, this character sounds like a Pokemon. And when she did the voice for the first time, we were like, this is a Pokemon.
Yeah.
This is just, does he only say Chelsea? Like, is that it? Like, is there anything else? And I would have been super fine with just Chelsea being said. Like, would also play. Like, I think if it was just like a Groot who was just saying Chelsea over and over, I'd be stoked about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd swap with Chelsea because also that type of druid, the Circle of Stars druid, can do some really crazy stuff, which I know has only just been like lightly dipped into, but there's some cool stuff in there for sure.
Ooh.
The rainbow blasts.
Yes, the tidal wave, like, come on.
Oh yeah, tidal
And I
wave is
love,
just like the tip of the iceberg.
yeah, I love how as soon as like the picture, not even the character art, the pictures of Lauren with that rat stuffed animal, everyone was like, if Chelsea goes, we go, like automatically.
The second, I mean, I knew before we recorded like 1 second of the show, I was like, people are going to ride or die for Chelsea.
With Chelsea.
Chelsea is like an immediate, like, the second we did anything, I was like, well, that's a fan favorite. That's a guaranteed fan favorite.
Yeah.
It was
I think,
amazing.
like, that was the first comment. Like, I was like, I followed the Instagram a while ago, and then, like, I opened the comment to Lauren's picture. I'm like, it's all Chelsea goes, we go. Chelsea dies, I die, like, all that stuff. And I'm like, relatable.
Relatable.
Being honest, relatable.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Lauren is so funny in that part. And also, I mean, like, such a good, I mean, brand new to D&D, and just like a masterclass in kind of like how to approach D&D for the first time. I mean, she's really just kind of like taking these moments and figuring out how she'd want to react to them in the best way in the character, and it's amazing. It's so
Chelsea
fun.
starts crying.
Chelsea, the detail that Chelsea cries like all the time is one of my favorite parts of the entire campaign. What an incredible choice that I never would have thought of. Like,
Yeah.
Just immediately weeping is like that first moment where we're like, hey, oh, how'd it go? And she's just like, yeah, pretty good, pretty great. It went really well. And she's like, starts crying. I was like, this is
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Unbeatable.
Exactly. I have a little challenge for you before we head off.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up a 60-second timer on my phone, and you are going to convince me to watch Realm as if I have never seen it before in 60 seconds. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So I've played a lot of D&D, and I've been part of a lot of D&D shows. This one is very special and very unique for a couple of reasons. One, you have the incredibly jam-packed cast of all the best of StarKid, just unbelievable murderer's row of talent. Also, you have me and George, who have been playing together specifically for over a decade. I am picking up everything he's putting down.
30 seconds.
It's really great. But the best thing about Realm is that there are so many people who have never played before playing the game, and you get to learn how to play D&D along with the people you love to watch. They're learning. We stop down to teach moments when we don't know what a short rest is. You get to learn. You're never being talked down to. There's nothing that is like too complicated. It gets explained. It's really fun. And there's big twists in the next episode. So go check it out.
And time. You had 1 second to spare.
Yes.
Congratulations. That was incredible. That was so good.
Very much.
That was so good.
I have such a low concept of time. I was like, either I blew past it or I have 40 more seconds.
Exactly. I'm like, you're chilling. So
Yeah,
is there anything else you would like to add that I didn't ask you at all?
No, I mean, I think, the Realm is super exciting. I love being part of it. Hero Club is many, many seasons long, and we like to say there's like a little something for everybody. If you don't like one genre, there's plenty more. And they're mercifully short seasons, so if you are like, if you're like a person who like Buffy the Vampire Slayer has been sitting in your Netflix for like forever because you're like, well, I can't possibly watch like 90 hours of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, this is great for you because you can just binge through it in like one drive to someplace slightly far away. You can just get through a season. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'm just so excited for George and John, and I am really excited for this Kickstarter, and I hope that it gets backed because there are some really crazy plans for the future of it that I want people to experience.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So excited. So thank you so much for joining me today. Is there anywhere that people can like find you to learn like more about you outside of D&D or anything?
Yeah, I think probably the easiest is just my Instagram at Nick L. Williams. a lot of it is going to be pictures of me playing sandlot baseball, which is a thing that I do. It's my only hobby because I have turned all of my hobbies into a career, which is a thing that is great in theory, but now I don't have any hobbies. So baseball has become this weird thing where a bunch of like artists and improvisers and stuff like play a bad game of baseball once a month, and it's great. Terrible baseball, but we have color commentators, and it's really fun.
I'd watch.
I would also watch it. It's great. So it's a lot of that, unfortunately, if you follow me, but also you can keep abreast of like I am in a sketch comedy group with Jack Quaid called Sasquatch, and we perform at Dynasty Typewriter. Anytime Jack is in town and not filming like a fourth spin-off of The Boys, we are doing a Sasquatch show, and we've been doing that for like a decade, and it's great. I'm very, very proud of Sasquatch. So you can keep abreast of all that and writing and acting and all that stuff on there. So and I'm kind of only on Netflix or on Instagram right now. I got rid of everything else. I can only maintain one social media at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah.
Pick your poison.
Open the fire hose to everything all at once. It's too much.
Yeah. Thank you again for joining me. It was a lot of fun to talk to you, and a lot of fun just to like nerd out with you.
These questions are so fun, and this is so great. And I hope so. This is a project for school.
Yeah. So basically, I first started my first ever podcast in the summer 2023. So as I was going into high school.
Yeah.
And then I'm part of the journalism program at my school, Hawk Talk Productions.
Amazing.
I just got this today. I'm like, I'm gonna wear it today.
Love a production hoodie.
Yeah.
I literally had like 400 when I was in high school and college.
No, I love that. So yeah, we have a journalism program at our school that helped boost this, and I fell in love with podcasting. Like 3 years ago now? I don't like that.
3 years.
3 years.
Time is weird. Time is weird. Just like that
Very
60
weird.
seconds just goes by in an instant.
Yeah.
But that's great. 3 years of podcasting is great. Like, it's just all experience. Like, I mean, now being, like, telling people I've been playing D&D with George for, like, 10 years is, like, the weirdest thing in the world to say. It also makes me feel incredibly old. Doesn't help necessarily to be on your show and feel incredibly old. No, it's great. I love seeing it, and I love seeing, like, new interest in all of this stuff. It's so great. Yeah. And I loved your video that you posted. How did you do the narration?
The British narrator.
Incredible.
I did it for a show a couple months ago, I want to say, and I'm like, I'm going to do this again.
It's really fun. It's a really fun format.
Thanks.
I love like an omniscient narrator who like just roasts the person who made it. It's like my favorite version of that.
Yeah, it's awesome. That was so much fun to edit. I'm like, how do I burn myself like to a crisp?
Yeah, it's the best.
It's awesome.
Man, we with like the Sasquatch show stuff, we're so comfortable. Like it's three of us. And we now have, we know that we love each other and have each other's backs. And so we will just eviscerate each other on stage, and improvising, worse and worse insults. And we did hit, this point. We were doing a show in San Francisco, and they were like, ooh, that's so mean. And we were like, oh.
Come on.
Hard to, stop down and be like, it's fine. My feelings are, I wrote that joke about me being, a giant ogre. That was my joke. I wrote that. But people, it's hard. I love getting roasted and roasting. I think it's the highest form of flattery possible.
Very much so.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. This is so fun, Abby. I love
this. Thank you. So thank you all for tuning in today. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.